Hey there guys, what is going on? Schlappy here, and I am up on top of a canyon. We are in the minigame area, which, well, it doesn't really have much to show. We're in the minigame area on the Creatinators server, and I started building this on my last stream. It is going to be a cool PvP style arena. I kind of want it to be a capture the flag style game, but I don't really know the mechanics or how that will work. So I got some help, or I'm getting some help, from a guy you may know. His name's Lazy Man, or on YouTube he's known as Heated Barrels. He's recently started playing Creativerse, but he was sort of a redstone guy. Now he's a bit of a machine guru. And he agreed to help me sort of design the machine based for this game. Well, I sort of do the aesthetics. And I sort of wanted to show you guys this because, one, you might see clips of it, sort of progress in these videos. I'm going to be making it mostly on stream. I sort of wanted a project that I could do while streaming. I stream Creativerse on this channel occasionally. I don't have a schedule yet. Hopefully coming soon. But yeah, so you guys will probably see progress updates. You may even see clips of me and Lazy figuring out some of the machine stuff or the decorative stuff or whatnot. But yeah, essentially there's going to be two teams, and it's going to be a big sort of arena, and there's going to be some sort of objective or goal. It's not just going to be go kill each other, because that is kind of boring, I think. It's going to be a hopefully a bit of a strategy, hopefully a bit of a team-based thing. And yeah, so I want to show you guys this. I'm building it on stream. I just got the layout done and sort of where the houses are going to be, the bases, I guess. That's the midpoint, and this is where I want the flag to be. And then we have to design an arena. So if you're interested in that, just turn on notifications. There's a little bell next to the subscribe thing, or subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, be sure to catch the live streams. Hopefully I can announce a schedule soon for those, but I gotta figure out when I can actually stream. But yeah, that's this. You might see me and Lazy working on it together in a video, or some progress updates. I just wanted to let you guys know. But that's not what we're gonna work on today. First things first, we're gonna get this treasure chest that I just noticed. Can I just, boop. Cool, what is it? Not terrible. Let me know if you need any sand. Remy D, just the nicest guy on the server, I tell you that. But anyway, so yeah, we are going to be working on this in stream, but for now there's something I want to do, which involves a bunch of this, and a certain evil person's base. Alright, we're over here at the evil Saidanmaster's place. He's set up in this disgusting, dirty cabin in this gross, matted needles everywhere. Just where evilness lives. Now, I don't think he was fully aware. He essentially moved into Canada, and he has some sort of vendetta against the great land in which I'm from. Look at these trees. Massive pine trees covered in snow. The only thing missing is a nice hockey rink. A nice pond hockey rink. So I thought, why not come over here and try and end this feud? You know, why not try and put an end to this needless fighting by building him exactly what he needs? A Canadian wonderland, complete with a hockey rink. That's about it. That's all I have to go on. Let's build a rink for him. Hockey rink, done, right in the middle of his place. Oh, it is a work of art. That is gorgeous. I don't know how to make a maple leaf, but oh, what a beautiful rink. What a beautiful rink. Now there's only one last thing that this whole area needs to really bring it together, because we're all into helping our neighbors here on this server. And what kind of person would I be if I didn't help out my evil neighbor Saidanmaster here? So we're going to give him one last big upgrade to the area to really make it pop. Now, building a maple leaf with squares is real tricky. And this is where it gets really difficult. We should move this. We should put the pathway right down the center here. Real tricky, and this is where it gets tricky, is when you have to build those sideways leaves. Also, building just anywhere near water is so annoying. Yeah. So we're gonna, well, first off, you need a way to get on the rink, so let's go like that. Okay, I'm gonna try my best, but it might be just horrendous. You know, I think we could use perhaps one more thing to really set off and make this place just fantastic, don't you think? like, we could do one last thing to really up the quality of this area. Well, I left him a sign and a lever. For more information, please go watch Saidanmaster on his evil channel. He just hit 700 subscribers, so big congratulations to him, and I hope you enjoy your area now that now that it's not hideous and now that it's rightfully as Canadian as it should be. Enjoy it. Well, I have spent the last bit of time racking my brain to try and figure out what exactly I wanted to do today. And there's a project I've been wanting to do ever since we did the dance club thing, and even before that. And it's sort of, I guess it's sort of a project. I think it'll be best at spawn. But essentially, I want to create a place where I can meet up with the other people on the server, and we can, I guess, play with the machines. You know, there's a lot of people on the server who are really great with machines, which is awesome because then, you know, it can make up the difference, I suppose you could say. But yeah, we had these all out here, and I think it'd be great to have a place where we could go, we could have machines, we could set up things, and even, you know, it doesn't have to be just me. Anyone can go and use the machines there and create circuits or experiment with, you know, different lights or whatever it happens to be, you know. I want it to be a place where people can go and experiment and try things out. And putting it on this server makes it easy for people to, you know, do it together if you're trying to work on something with a friend, any sort of stuff like that. So that's what I want to sort of build today. And I want to build it at spawn because, you know, it's the place where we all congregate. That's the point of spawn. But I'm not entirely sure where I want to build it. I'm going to go with sort of a white floor. And most of the reason for this is just because it's easy to make out everything on it. You know what I mean? If you have a white sort of surface, then it's easy to sort of make out what's on it. And boy, this is sounding weird. Basically, I just want a completely white area so that, you know, the machines stand out and it's just a simple place where you can test different things. And I think the limestone wall is a great surface to show that on. So, it's one of the more plain blocks in the game, I think is also, you know, it's big. So, I'm going to look around spawn and see if we can't find an area that I think would work really well. It needs to be a relatively big area, not huge, but I also don't want to, like, block other people's builds, so I kind of want to tuck it away somewhere. I'm kind of looking back here. Maybe like way back there. That gives us a lot of room from spawn. I also don't want it too far away where it's kind of annoying to get to. Maybe back here. Oh, somebody's building something right there. Yeah, maybe tucked back here could be kind of nice. I think what I'm going to do is go for like a 20 by 20 sort of area. We're going to put a little building around it, kind of have an open air type vibe, I think. But I think 20 by 20 should be good. And then we're going to fill it up with all the different things that you can use as sort of various mechanics and stuff in this game. You know, you have ladders and all this sort of stuff. It's basically similar to my Project Singularity thing where we had a machine testing area just, you know, for me to play with machines, except I want it to be accessible to everyone on the server. So I think right here will be good. We're tucked away so that we're not blocking anyone. I doubt anyone's going to build too much this direction. And it's close enough that people can get here really easily. So, without further ado, let me plan out where we're, you know. Well, here I am. I've placed down a little bit. So this is a 20 by 20 area, which I'm pretty good with, actually. I think 20 by 20 is plenty. If you have a machine thing that's more than this, you know, you can have multiple things going on. But if you are creating something bigger than this, then you can't use this area. I think it's plenty big enough. Now, the thing I'm worried about is it looking really ugly if I switch everything to limestone. I'm worried that this is going to be a really ugly area. Like a really ugly area. So I'm thinking I'm going to leave the middle grass. I kind of want to get your guys' opinion on it, though. So if I created a 3-wide border. I created a 3-wide border around the outside. And I'm curious, if I make this all limestone, which sort of was the plan, I think it'll be easier to spot the differences in machines and stuff, but I'm worried it'll look super out of place because it'll be a massive limestone platform. So let me know if you guys think that would look too weird for this area and I should just stick with this grass, or if I should switch up the whole thing to be limestone. I don't want it to be too much of an eyesore, if you understand what I'm trying to say here. And I think grass is sort of enough of a contrast. I'll bring some machines out after and we'll try them out on this. But I think grass will be enough of a contrast. So there's a few more things I want to add to this place to make it sort of cool and functional. One is to get rid of most of this tree, but we're going to do something a bit different with that. I think something that's important is to have storage here. I'm going to put it along this side here. We're going to have a bit of a workshop room where we can have some storage for chests. Well, no, chests for storage of, basically we're going to have machines and blocks here that all have the different mechanics of the game so you can play with them. That hopefully are going to stay here. I don't want people taking them. We're going to have a storage of, delay gates and ice blocks and goo blocks and stuff, and I want them to stay here. So we got to figure out how to do that. But yeah, we're going to put a little workshop, put some processors and stuff, but I kind of like this vibe. Now it's just time to, get it up a little bit. Do some cooler, make it whatever. Okay, bit of designing later. I decided to put a fence around it because if you're working over here at night and whatever, I mean, the creatures are just annoying. I might even extend them across here just so that there's a little bit more, because, like, there's nothing more annoying than the monsters getting at you. We can put some fence gates, but if we close it in like this, essentially you'll be a little bit protected. It's a bit dark in the middle if you're working at night. I put the lights sort of around the edge. I've also created this little sort of area over here where we're going to have machines and stuff, all storage. We got some processors and whatnot. Yeah, I think that'll be kind of cool. I also want to put over here, let's see, let's go up. Let's go up maybe 5, well, maybe 6, maybe 5, 6 tall. This is pretty good. Yeah, 6 looks great. Basically, we're going to put a platform at sort of that height, which will act also as sort of a roof for this place. But a platform at that height where you can sort of overlook. So if somebody's explaining something, or you just want to get an overview of, an LED pixel art, or whatever it is that you happen to be doing, there's sort of an elevated place where you can look down at it. Or just to get a cool thumbnail if you're building a really cool looking machine thing or whatever. But yeah, essentially, it's just going to be a platform where you can sort of get an overview of this whole area. So I think what I'm going to do is just use like wood slabs. I'm kind of trying to keep it a bit of a naturey vibe with the wood and whatnot, because we're kind of tucked into the woods, and I think that's kind of cool. And I think keeping it that wooden theme, a lot of spawn, we got the stone pathways. I'll extend over to here. I think a lot of spawn is sort of that naturey vibe, so I kind of wanted to stick with that. And I think this is a pretty naturey vibe. I kind of like that it's tucked into the trees. And, if you were sort of glancing past, it would sort of, it blends in a little bit nicer because there is trees and stuff and it's made of wood. So that's sort of why I went with this vibe. I'm also, the more I see the grass, the more I think it blends nicer. But then again, I mean, if I change this to limestone, it might work a little bit better. I don't know. Still waiting for you guys to answer that, because I haven't put this up yet, so there's no way you could have. Do I really want to use ladders for this? Ladders are so glitchy. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put the platform up now. And there is a little platform, which is pretty cool. I like this area a lot. It's growing on me. Anyway, we got, whoa, okay. Gotta hit it straight on. We got a little area up here. I didn't want it to be too big because it doesn't need to be too big, but I closed it in a little, and you can get a pretty good view of everything. I also started to put down what's going to be sorted. This is so animals can't jump over. Lights, machines, slab stairs, funny blocks, so blocks that have weird mechanics, goo blocks, ice blocks. Sure, there's other blocks I'm forgetting, maybe lava blocks, things that have not normal mechanics, like this is a normal block we're standing on. Things that have weird stuff, corrupted blocks, whatever it happens to be, and then normal blocks, which is just normal blocks, So yeah, pretty cool. I think what I want to do now is just make sure that nothing can spawn. Oh, we need some slabs. I think I'm going to close this off. I want this to be a safe area to sort of work with. I'm also thinking might be worthwhile to put beds, but I don't know. I'm going to make sure that nothing can get in. I'm going to put some fence gates and whatnot. But this area is coming together, and then I just got to fill some chests. And here's the place at night. Sort of semi-completed. Completed. I think I'm just going to do this just for sort of finale's sake. I don't really like leaving like the tops of these trees empty for whatever reason. Like whenever I put logs somewhere, I always feel like the tops feel empty. But anyway, I'm gonna go around and make sure that it's safe. Nothing spawned in here, although I think it can. But essentially, I just wanted to make sure that like this happens, you know, where like there's not blocks where they can sort of jump over. You know, I'm all about making sure that the areas I build are safe for everyone. I've also just been sort of crafting random things. Yeah, I've just been crafting random things to sort of fill these chests. You know, people might want to experiment with these. So I am going to go grab a bunch of more things. Wow. English, no bone today. Yeah, let's do that. Well, I guess I don't have to do this crazy jumping. Yeah, I feel really positively about this, actually. I feel really good about how this is coming along. So, now it's just time to fill up the chests and sort of open this place for business. Well, business. There's no, you know. I want to put signs like this. Make sure people understand. So that'd be annoying if people came and you know took the machines and then took and went to their builds. This is supposed to be, you know, for here. I'll put some signs at the front and stuff too. But now it's just time to fill the chests, and I think this area is done, which I'm pretty excited about. I also want to get a view from sort of walking towards it. I'm not going to build the path today. I might do that in a live stream or something. I want to kind of build the path towards it, though, and so give me just a second to grab some stuff, blah, 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 blah. Well, we might as well get the view from starting over here. I went and grabbed some blocks and some stuff and some things and some loops and some blops. Let's go. Also, I stood inside of it for almost an entire night. There was someone else on the server. They were AFK, I think, so I couldn't sleep. And I stood inside of... I think my voice just cracked a little. I stood inside of this place for an entire nighttime cycle, and not a single thing hit me, which is great. It shows the fences are working. I was a little concerned about that, because, you know, this game can sometimes be a little tricky. Anyway, there's about 5 or 6 things. Why is this all not... Was this all grass before? I'm pretty sure this entire thing was grass before, and now it's back to being dirt. That's weird. But I'm pretty sure there was about 6 or 7 things chasing me, and none of them got in, which is great. So machines, I brought over... There's basically 10 of each, with a couple more LEDs. These should be plenty. I want one of these switches, though. Arc sign. So I think that's all the machines. Yeah, I think that's all the machines. That's probably enough if somebody wants... I mean, maybe I'll put more, but I think that's more than... If you're building something with more than this, then you can probably bring some of your own. Let's see. Funny blocks is basically what I brought over. I think these all have varying degrees of, like, weirdness in them. So that's sort of why I brought them over. And I wanted to put some glass in here. Yeah, shift right click is to go by 5. So I want to put some glass just in case people want to use glass to sort of get a see-through look. I put some ores in here. I'm hoping they don't get used a ton. I'm not sure why people would use these. But I put them in here just, you know, so that they are here. And yeah, the only thing left I want to do is put a sign sort of just at the entrance to sort of say what it is. I'm also going to put a switch. Well, where can I put a switch? Where can I put a switch? Maybe right here. I want to connect all these lights to a switch. I sort of had this idea, and I was sort of thinking, well, what if people... I don't really like these lights being here. I gotta say that. It looks like too many. But I was thinking if people wanted to build things that use lights, you know, they might not like it all being illuminated. So if there's just a switch that can turn off all of these, I think that would just be a convenience thing, so that people can sort of make their own light up sources. Because, you know, I did all the lights already. most of the lights, all the colored ones and stuff. But I was thinking if people want to use, like, try out lighting techniques or whatever, it would make sense to be able to toggle all these. So I'm just going to put a sign at the entrance, hook up everything to a switch, and this is done, I think. If there's anything I'm forgetting, please let me know. Also about the limestone thing, but just one last thing to do. Okay, final walkthrough. I'm not sure. These guys seem to be able to jump over the fence for whatever reason, but the other mobs, the hostile mobs, did not seem to be able to, so I have no idea. Machine testing area. Do not take machines. We got a nice little walkway. I think it's cool. I put a little bit of a mock path coming up. We're gonna do this some other time. I don't feel like doing it today, but yeah. So kind of cool. I think everything. Oh right, you have to. That was all the lights, right? So, yeah, they're all off. And I gave it a really long name. You know, you can copy and paste the names, and I think it's good to give them a really long name, because that way people, you know, if I just call it lights, then somebody else is probably going to name that name at some point. And it's just good to have a long name, because nobody else is probably going to take machine area lights as a name. Anyway, so yeah, very cool. I'm really happy with this build. I'm curious to see what you guys think of it. Let me know if I should keep the grass or switch it all to limestone wall. And if I'm missing any blocks or machines, please let me know. Do you guys know of any other blocks besides what I have in here that has sort of weird special mechanics? I know the medieval chain, but is there anything that I'm missing that has sort of a weird dynamic? You know, goo bounces, ice you move fast, mud you move slow. If I'm missing any blocks in there, I'd be really curious. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed today. We did a little gift for Saidan, and we built this machine testing area for the server to use. I think it'll be really nice to use. I'll probably be using it next episode, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and subscribe for more Creativerse, all that jazz, and I will catch you guys next time. A ciao.